Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the clubhouse. It is yours truly, Cassie, here. Kim isn't with us today. She's going to be doing her own thing. I'm so excited for us both. I will miss her a lot, but maybe you'll see her in the future for some guest spots. So today I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for you guys to meet my best friend, Kaitlin. She is the poster child for the art of storytelling. So I thought she could give some insight on our life and let you guys get to know us a little better. She's amazing. She's funny. She's smart. She's a mom. She is creative. She's rude as hell sometimes, but you love her for it. I hope you guys enjoy our stories. Please let me know if you can relate. And thank you very much for listening. I cannot wait to show you more of what I have to offer. Everyone, please give a warm welcome for Beyonce.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh. Like a warm champagne on a Sunday afternoon.
Nothing like it. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody. I'm Kaitlin. Nice to meet you officially. First time doing this since I did a YouTube video with my sister in 2006, probably, in a houndstooth dress. So,
What was this video?
I thought that me and my sister could be the next, or it was really before like YouTube vlogging was a thing, and I was talking about Miley Cyrus and Nick Jonas drama, and I thought I was really onto something. I thought that we were going to make it big in the YouTube world, but it never happened. No. So
Was it a dancing video?
no, it's just us sitting here just like this, talking. It's still on YouTube. We'll link it below.
Yeah.
We'll link it below.
We're going to just talk about life and how we met and some funny shit that we've done.
And survived.
Yes. In the world.
My dad told me before I got here not to go too far. He said, whatever you talk about, you're probably going too far, so I'm going to try to reel it in just a little bit, but not too much, because,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm here to entertain you guys.
Exactly. This is...
My reputation means nothing.
Okay, so I'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
Kaitlin and I know each other from high school,
Yes, high school.
and we were both pageant girls, if you can't tell.
If you can't tell from my eyelashes today.
Yeah, and these smiles, these pearly whites that we have. We were pageant girls, and did we meet in that circuit?
You were actually, so my little sister was doing something at a pageant, and I was just there for rehearsals, and you were competing to be the prestigious Miss Mount Holly, Teen Miss Mount Holly.
Yeah.
And you were there, and you were performing, and you practiced your talent, and her talent was, how old are you? Probably 15 or 16?
Yeah.
Her talent was, she did the chair dance from the critically acclaimed movie
Save the Last
Dance with Julia Stiles.
Yes.
And she did this epic chair dance, and I thought to myself when I saw her dance, I was like, wow, this girl is somebody I could really be friends with. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, this girl is cool. Look at these dance moves. She's edgy. She's fun. She's flexible. She can jump over that chair, not fall over. Like, this girl's cool. So, it was the days. Oh. Cue the music.
Little preview.
Cue the music. And her mom is literally the mom from Mean Girls with the camcorder and doing the dance that was literally her mother.
Yeah.
Still is. Love you, Sherry. But I started following her on, I don't even know if you know this, started following her on AOL. Found out, I don't know how I found out your screen name. You know how you just find out?
Yeah.
And her screen name, drum roll please, Hot Dancer 85.
Yeah.
Hot Dancer 85. And mine was Galaxy Girl 1212. Well, Cassie was always a pioneer in the internet social media realm before that was a thing. So in this day and age, we literally only had AOL profiles. You had your AOL profile, which was like the 8 questions where like you change it every day. You knew like HTML to change the colors. Yes. It was like big letter, little letter, big letter, little letter. Mm-hmm. Very important. And then you could link on your profile to this website called picturetrail.com. Do you remember?
Yes, of course.
We had to take the photos on a camera. Take the cameras to the Eckards. Mm-hmm. Get the film developed.
On a CD.
Before even a CD. Take it home. Scan the pictures.
Oh, my God.
Scan the pictures, and they would pop up on the computer, and you would have to edit them in the thing. And she would upload them onto this website called Picture Trail. Mm-hmm. And sometimes she would have these albums that were password. You had to have the password. You had to be your friend to see them. And I always thought, oh, my God, one day I'm going to be a friend and have the password to this. And look at me now. Look at me now. Know the password. We've used the same password for
10 years.
Uh-huh. But that's long and short of my first impression, I guess.
Yeah. Fast forward shortly. I don't know why. Again, who knows? But I was a fucking hostess at Hooters at 17. Mm-hmm. And Caitlin's mom was worried that we were hanging out because she said I was fast.
She said she was too fast for me. She said, you're older. She's too fast. Next thing you know it, I'm going to be working at Hooters too. And I was like, if only I could be that lucky. If only Hooters would have me. Meanwhile, my mom's taking me to Hooters when I'm 15 years old for my birthday.
Yeah.
Anyways. So, yeah, since then, we had a mutual friend named Marcy, who was Cassie's very best friend. And a mutual friend, I knew her just from the internet and from, like, working at Hollister. And she was the best. R.I.P. Marcy.
Yes.
We love you, but when she passed away, it really drew us closer together. And I think the year was like 2008 or 9. I remember the height of our friendship was the night Obama was inaugurated. I remember watching that at He Who Will Not Be Named apartment and thinking, I really need to soak this night in because I feel like this is a special moment. And what year was that? 2009 or 10?
9.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think 2009.
And then there you have it. We were inseparable ever after.
Exactly. We'll elaborate, but lived together, and then we got boyfriends, so we got a house, which was a duplex, so we could live next to each other.
Wait, we lived together in this, we lived in this amazing loft apartment. Mm-hmm. We lived there for like 3 years. It was
Highland Mills.
It was amazing. And it was fully decked out, we were painting on the walls, we were just smoking a ton of weed. Smoking cigarettes out the window, having parties, just so much fun. And we also worked together at a pizza place. So we literally worked together and lived together. We spent 24 hours a day together.
Yes.
And it was so much fun.
It was.
Like, do you wonder, like, imagine we were living in that moment in time when, like, COVID hit the fan. Like, what we would have turned into.
Oh, my God. I can't imagine.
I cannot imagine. We would smoke Les Herb so often and so much together that when somebody smoked with us, they would literally think we drugged them or laced it.
Pitiful.
A lot of boys went home like spinning and we were like,
yeah,
we're completely coherent. We're ready to go to class.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the days.
Our apartment most of the decor was Kaitlin. And I'm always bitter about this of her because she's a fucking amazing artist. And she don't do shit with it. No, she do. But,
well, I have a lot of ideas right now. But with a 2-year-old running around the house, I can't really get my glitter out and sniff hot glue. You know, like the glue gun is not really in my foreseeable future right now. But
right.
The moment I can, I will.
And I will say, too, for the listeners, most are our age, too. We're in our 30s. Early 30s, okay? Really
We're
early.
almost mid.
Yeah, no. We're like 31, guys, okay? But appreciate your 20s. Like, we knew that we wanted to have children, but take advantage of
the naps
everything.
Take advantage of those now.
Like the little shit. Going to the grocery store by yourself.
Not going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
In our apartment, we did not cook one meal. We lived there for like 3 or 4 years together. We cooked 0 meals. One night we reheated pizza in the oven. Woke up the next morning to black pizza in the oven. Oven still on. It was like not... Like we would leave dishes in the sink so long that we would just throw the dishes away rather than...
For sure.
Clean them. I want to tell that one story. Okay. Our apartment was the kitchen was so in disarray and ignored, and just we tried to forget that it was even there. One of us, it's a mystery as to who had a male friend spend the night. Just a friend, and this is a new person in our lives. We didn't really know him, but the next day, we each went to work, and this person, we left them in the apartment. You know, we just like snuck out. And then we get home that day at 5 p.m., and he is still in our apartment. It is spick and span. Like, the floors are shining. He has cleaned our entire apartment. Has been there all day. Who knows what he saw.
I know. Oh, man.
Oh, and he still wanted to hang out afterwards, which is...
Yeah.
Scary.
I think he must have had some other shit going on to not want to go home from what
and
he
to
was
want to
dealing
stay
with.
in our nasty apartment and clean it.
Yeah, he was chilling.
Like, cleaned it up. I feel like we went grocery shopping for us, like stocked our fridge.
Yes.
Like put fresh toilet paper on the rolls. Ugh. We also started in that apartment. We started to learn the art of like manifesting, read tarot cards, and light candles and say spells. And some of those spells didn't work out the best for us. They really worked.
They really worked.
We also, well, I should leave that the bookshelf building out of the story, but we made friends with people in our apartment complex that we would trade friendship, truly just friendship, for them to like help us build an IKEA bookshelf, and then never talk to them again, and you wonder why they wanted to hang out so bad after.
Pitiful.
Whereas we got the bookshelf built. We didn't need it. We don't need a man.
Like we have, just like any relationship, it's been ups and downs, but that's my bitch.
Yeah. And you know what? Like a few years ago, nothing happened. It was just like this weird. So our astral charts, our birth charts are like eerily similar. We have like the same planets in the same house, and it doesn't really make sense because she's way older than me. And we weren't born in the same month. She's Sagittarius. I'm a Cancer. But our charts are eerily similar. And we had this moment a few years ago where we literally went a year without speaking to each other. Didn't see each other. And it wasn't like we had a fight or anything. It was just like the universe just took us apart for a little bit. And then we came back. Like, weird enough, we revisited each other on the night of Trump's inauguration, which was eerie, but I'll never forget that. So we have those 2 presidential inaugurations to link us together forever. Yeah.
I want to tell the story about, well, first of all, when we moved into Highland Mills, I mean, y'all, we were there probably for days. We were like moving shit in and out of our house. But this girl and her fucking musician husband.
No, he wasn't even a musician. He
wasn't? Oh.
They both had dreads. They were both like very bohemian. Like that was their angle in life.
Yes.
That was, yeah.
She came at me like a bulldog in heat.
And they had a kid together too. We were like,
child. In the hallway of the apartment complex and said, "You're talking to my man on GarageBand." Fucking, she was so mean to me. And I was like, what?
And she said, "I don't think you can talk to people on GarageBand."
I had no idea. I still don't know if you can chat on GarageBand. I was on GarageBand, but
I'd love to hear those tracks.
Yeah, I'm sure they're great. But yeah, how bizarre.
They moved out like a week after.
Oh yeah.
She was highly threatened by you.
She was.
We also met our best friend, Amber, in that same complex. We all lived there together, and she's in Nashville now, but she makes us the trifecta. We haven't seen her in a really long time. We miss her a lot. She just got married. And she is hairstylist to the stars. God, I miss her. Hands in my hair. She was the best.
I know, me too.
Follow her at Hair Metal Amber.
Mm-hmm.
What else? We both have little sisters who are the exact same age difference apart. So my sister is 6 years younger than me, and your sister is 6 years younger than you, and they are both very similar. They both went through phases where they were embarrassed of us because we were going through our bohemian phase.
Yeah.
Reading tarot cards, like going off the grid, trying to be as different as possible. And our sisters both like wrote us letters like, "You're not the same anymore. You don't like Juicy Couture. You don't even listen to the Jonas Brothers. Like, I know you want to."
Yeah.
It was just, but now they laugh about it now. But
Yeah.
love
Love our sisters.
Love. I was thinking, I had this memory last night when I was going to bed. I was like, what are we going to talk about? And this memory popped in my head. Does anybody remember the website meetup.com? It was like, do you remember?
No.
It was like in 2011 or 12. It was like Meetup, and you like met with people with similar interests, like with groups.
Oh.
And me and Cassie.
Was that on it?
No, we went to this meetup at this weird church. Okay.
Oh my God.
This is the height of our like reading The Secret. We were reading like books on positive thinking. We were listening to like hypnosis apps and stuff, and we went to this weird church. It wasn't even a church. It was like a house of prayer or something. And it was just me and Cassie and these old people. And they were like all talking about like really weird metaphysical, esoteric stuff. And we were there with like our notebooks, like taking notes. And what a weird thing that we did.
I know.
Nobody Meetup.
I still get emails from them.
Yeah.
You just jogged to a memory.
Mm-hmm.
I have mentioned before, I have some frontal lobe damage, so my memory is all to shit. But what I lack in that, Kaitlin, is like exponential.
Mm-hmm. I remember everything.
Yeah, she can tell you what you
I remember
had
stuff
on.
I don't want to remember.
Yeah.
I remember stuff that never even happened. It never even happened, but I can remember my false memory about it. What I wanted to happen, I can tell you exactly what it was. Wait, I do have to share one thing that I've been fascinated with in the past few days. TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you get into the wormhole on TikTok?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the conspiracy theory TikTok, like the whole, like, you can just go down, like, it reminds me of like a mushroom trip, you know, when you like start to spin out of control and you're like, oh, I know how somebody could have a bad trip because your thoughts, that's how TikTok works.
Yeah.
You know? And I discovered this woman, her TikTok name is The System Spouse, and she's married to a man who was diagnosed with DID, which is dissociative identity disorder. They got married at like 20, and he was diagnosed with this at like 22. So it happened, or he was diagnosed with this after they even got married.
Yeah.
And he has 28 identities that live in his head. And last night they did a live on TikTok, and somebody asked for him to describe the inner world. Mm. So this inner world in his head, which is so bizarre and just amazing. He has the back of house, which has 11 identities that live in a house together. They all share a room. And there's like little kid identities and stuff. And then there's the dark forest, which separates this from the front of house, which is like 6 or 7 identities that live closer to the front. And then there's the I can't remember what the front room is that lives in his actual head. He said there's like a TV in there. They have like a comfortable couch. And there's a chair beside the TV that whoever's presenting has to be sitting in that chair. And they can like knock each other out of that chair in the inner world and be fronting. It just makes you think about like how, wow, you know, this life that we're living actually could be like a total simulation.
Yeah. I'm actually talking to one of Caitlin's friends coming up next, and she's all into the Matrix and shit, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk to her
I
about
know.
that.
And like hacking the Matrix
Get some insight.
Like down to earth point of view and like the Matrix and like what it actually means. Because, you know, you hear Elon Musk and Joe Rogan talking about simulation, but you're like, what?
Right.
Like, what does that actually mean? You know, is it just like I don't know.
And we know.
Stay tuned.
Our souls know.
For sure. But like, you know, and
Vehicle.
you have that voice in your head that talks to you and you hear it talking all the time. But imagine having 28. And they're all different ages. It's just so fascinating. So his TikTok is at the A system. And he's on there. And, like, he has male, female. Like, his wife is dating 2 of the alters. Oh, male and a female. Mm-hmm. And the other ones are, like, asexual or, like, don't have any interest in, like, being around her. When one fronts, like, this girl named April, she'll put makeup on and fix the hair. And then this guy named Alex comes in, and he has a completely other, like, personality, voice, mannerisms. And he's like, like, wash his makeup off of me. Like, they found out on a live last night that one of them wrecked the car. And the one who was fronting, like, is in charge of the car. And he was, like, pissed because they don't share memories.
Wow. I cannot fathom.
And they have a 2-year-old son together. And people are like, do you trust him with your kid? And she's like, yeah, like, everybody has a different role with him. Like, I trust everybody.
Wow.
Right? Isn't that insane? Like, and it's just, because remember we watched that show, United States of Terror?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. But it's just fascinating to, because this guy's, like, completely lucid and, like, healthy and normal. And these people, like, he has this disorder. He's had it since he was 4, but he was just diagnosed when he was, like, 24.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, that's what I'm into these days on TikTok. So that's about all I've got going on.
You have so much. Kaitlin does a really cool fucking job too, y'all. She travels a lot with work and works in fashion. As fashion.
I have to leave tomorrow to go for.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us why you only wear a black outfit when you're immersed in clothing and it's in your bones.
You know, I've been around clothes my whole entire life. Like my dad, I remember being little and I always had tons of clothes. My dad worked for this brand called Paul Frank, like growing up, like my childhood years. So I don't know if any of you
Y'all
remember
better know Paul Frank.
Yeah. So everybody knows the monkey, but there was like a whole world of Paul Frank. And I had the whole sample set. So I would have like the bag, the mini bag, the makeup bag, the keychain, the belt, the everything. It was amazing. So I had all that. My mom has like a boutique. She always has. And I've just always been immersed in clothes. Just had like how many, like when we lived together, I would come home with like a 20 by 20 by 20 box of clothes and be like, all right, here's our stash for the week. And we would like dress to the nines to go nowhere.
Yeah.
But I hit like a wall where I just wanted like, I didn't want to have to ever think about what I was putting on my body again. Like, I found this black sweater that I love. I bought it 5 times. Mm-hmm. I have like I have an extra small to an extra large. Just whatever, like that's how, whatever mood I'm in, that's what size sweater I pick out. And I have 1 pair of shoes that I found that I bought like 5 of them.
Mm-hmm. I approve.
And that's just what I do now. I keep things interesting with my sunglasses. And
y'all think
my multiple personalities.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have said, but we've talked about me being eclectic. This one.
Yeah, I used to have.
Gives me a run for my money.
BC, before child, my husband. Oh, look at my glasses.
I know, I love it.
In our old house. So we lived in a duplex together because we couldn't stand the separation of not living in an apartment together. We lived in a duplex. So me and my boyfriend lived on one side and Cassie lived on the other side. And we could literally crawl through the attic to each other's house. We didn't even need to go through the front door.
Which we have done.
Yes,
when
for sure.
Somebody got locked out.
But I had my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, got me a spinning retail sunglass rack. Because I probably have like 400 pairs of sunglasses.
Yeah.
But now I pretty much stick to 1 pair. And this pair, which is my special Christmas present that I got this year, which I screamed. These are the actual sunglasses that Beyonce wears in Black is King. Mm-hmm. How gorgeous.
And I have referenced appreciate before kids, but after kids too. Again, in your 30s, I feel like you've got your shit together and you got money. So having a special item is way more important. Mm-hmm. So appreciate those things and know that that's coming if you're before or after that.
Yeah, and like even like finding your own identity. I was texting my friend Melanie yesterday. I was like, I'm going to be on Cassie's podcast. Like, am I cool anymore? I don't even know what do I even have to talk about? She was like, Kaitlin, mom life has taken over for sure, but you're still Kaitlin.
Yeah.
You're still cool. It's an attitude. I was like, you're right.
I don't know if I will air this, but I will. So my ex told me once that during our breakup, he was bummed that I know I spilled all over this thing. He said that I didn't have a thing. Well, ironically, a thing. He's known for music, amazing musician. He really is, but he is pushing 40 and lives in his mom's basement, which is cool. You know?
I say Eric.
Yeah. But it really, that
Great guy. I love him.
But it bummed me out so bad, and it still does, because he is on the same dimension and plane as us. So it bums me out that he couldn't see that, like, being us, being me is my thing.
Is your thing. Yes.
It's my thing. If people literally said, do you know Cassie? Do you know Kaitlin? They'd be like, oh my God, she's fucking cool as hell. I love her, like whatever it may be. But it bums me out. But
what are they on? We're on nothing. We're just talking about a little bit of Corbell.
I'm the nice one. Caitlin is, they might say Caitlin is sassy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like we are really, and it's why our circle is small. Our group of friends are small. And if you are an enlightened being, you will relate to that, because
quality over quantity. Yes.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. It is. And especially like being a mom now, like understanding like, oh my God, I'm like, who this kid is like, look like I'm their actual like role model, not like Lil Nas X role model, like actually shaping this being's life. It really makes you take into consideration, like,
which is terrifying.
Terrifying, yes. Ultimately.
If you guys are pre-kids or in a position where you can dabble, I think we ate a little bit of mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
with the Simple Life story.
Oh God. Okay, so our friend, I had never done anything. I didn't even smoke weed until I was in college.
Right.
This is after college, and one of our good friends, Jay, is like, I've got some mushrooms. You guys want to try it? And he was a very trustworthy person, an actual true friend. And we were like, yes. So me and Cassie.
Trust them completely.
This dates us. Me and Cassie, we eat these mushrooms. And we proceed to wrap ourselves up in a blanket, lay on our couches like two cocoons. And our source of entertainment, our music player, was a karaoke machine. So it was this big. And you had to have like a book on top to hold the top down to play a CD.
Yeah.
Like MP3 players weren't really a thing. Mm-hmm. We were playing CDs.
Yeah.
And we put on this CD, Live at Stubbs 2 by Mina Shahu, that I'd heard 500,000 times.
Yeah.
So we turn it on, and the mushrooms start to kick in. And I just hear Cassie say, oh, this is awesome. Anyways, the CD starts to skip because I was scratching it. So we have to get up. We go upstairs. We're like, let's reconvene. This is also at the time Netflix is delivering DVDs in the mail.
We got them in the mail.
Got them in the mail. How crazy is that?
I know.
We had the Simple Life, and we turned it on. And we were laughing our friggin' heads off. We thought it was the funniest thing ever. And then all of a sudden we were starving, so we went to get something to eat.
Wait, volume was on 100.
Volume was on 100, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
So we get home, and we're walking through the hallway to come into our apartment, and we hear, remember when DVDs had like the loop in the beginning where it was like the intro where you press like extras, bonus, start episode 1. It was that part. And it was just looping the Simple Life theme song, which was this terribly annoying song. You could hear it from downstairs, the front door, and we were upstairs behind the door. And we get home, and our neighbors are just banging on our fucking wall. Mm-hmm. Like, turn that shit off. We were like, what? That was a good day.
Yeah.
That was a really good day. Yeah, we had no freaking care. We had no worries.
Mm-mm.
None. Can you imagine?
Okay, so move on to another night where it's a beautiful night out. We've got our windows open. We got, windows from ceiling to floor. Beautiful night. We're listening to music. Caitlin's probably like drawing and painting.
Mm-hmm. Had on afro wig.
Mm-hmm. Until, again, letting Kaitlin tell all these stories because her memory is the good one. Okay, so
We look out the window.
mm-hmm.
And there's these two guys. Is that what we're telling you?
Yeah.
We'll post a picture here.
Mm-hmm.
There are these two guys that are walking by. So we're upstairs. They're walking down the street and they were like, hey, I guess I was like hanging out the window. I don't remember what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I have on a giant afro wig, just hanging out. And these guys are like, hey, what's up, girls? We just moved in. We're apartment 22. Like, what are you guys up to? And we're like, literally not hanging out with you. They were wearing bright blue tank tops. And a man in a tank top, I just can't.
No.
Neon. They had like self tanner on. They were like, Jersey Shore. So anyway, so we were like, huh. They were like, can we come up and party? And we were like, we're literally not partying. Like, we are not partying. So then I said to them, I guess, yeah, you can come up if you can figure out which apartment we're in, because you couldn't tell.
We're on the second floor.
We're hanging out. I don't know what we were doing a few minutes later, and I hear and look over, and there is a ladder propped up against our window, and these guys are climbing in our apartment.
In
Like,
the window.
climbing through the window inside of our apartment in their blue tank tops.
Yes.
Which, these tank tops were from a concert, and the concert was, do you remember?
Yes.
LMFAO.
Yes. They straight up
They
looked
both,
like
they both had on
they were in the band.
LMFAO.
Yeah.
Tank tops. And so we're playing our music, which is like Witch House. We think we're so alternative and cool and underground, and like nobody's ever heard of this music before. And this guy's like, can I get your iPod? And I'm like, no, we have a rule, like only we can play music in our house. And he was like, no, let me, I have something that you'll really like. And what did he put on? Jack Johnson?
Oh my God, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Jack fucking Johnson. And I was like, I am so appalled.
Oh.
But this takes music, and we kicked them out. We kicked them out. We made them leave through the ladder.
Yeah.
And then we pulled the ladder inside, and we kept that ladder for the continuation of our time living in that.
Meanwhile, this ladder belonged to the maintenance. Like, it was a fucking industrial.
It was like 48 feet
ladder
tall. It was really tall.
that they just hijacked.
And it was ours. We had it, so we earned it.
Yeah.
Fast forward a few years, I get pregnant. It wasn't a complete shock and surprise, but I got pregnant. Wasn't really planning on it. And a few months later, riding my coattails,
Yeah.
she shows up, pregnant as hell, and it was so fun for us to go through that because it probably made our friendship like 100 times stronger because we were both going through the pitfalls of being pregnant together, and just our babies are BFFs.
Thank God for you. You have some friends.
That
You
have
had
had
some
babies.
Yes, at that time. And I literally had no one.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen Cassie hold a baby before.
Yeah,
I was honestly like,
I'm not into
is
babies.
she gonna
I'm
know what to do with this baby? And she's the best mom ever.
Yeah,
Such a natural.
Not into them, but it's different.
And we've both been breastfeeding for 500 years.
Yeah,
Literally.
we have.
Literally.
We have.
I can't wait to just get rid of these things.
I know.
Because after the milk's dried up, I'm like,
Ew.
I don't want to be reminded of it, because it's like you're a walking, talking, breathing fountain machine.
Yes.
Like a soda. Because once your baby's past 3 months old, they're not cute anymore. They're like this.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh, disgusting. But then you can't stop because it's just easier to just shut him up with a boob in the mouth.
Yeah.
So who knows? I'll probably be breastfeeding Benji till he's 18.
Yeah.
At least.
Let him get it.
we put our kids into soccer this year, and I've already quit. I can't do it. It's not fun.
It's too hot for
It's
Kaitlin.
not fun.
last
It's
week.
too hot, and I'm wearing the sweater.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Um,
not fun.
Let's talk about some of the ridiculous celebrity run-ins that we've had. Well, celebrity.
Okay. First one that comes to mind is when we served Chingy at... we served Chingy. Does anybody remember Chingy?
Everybody
In the club getting
tipsy. That's him, right?
Yeah. He was wearing a yellow canary diamond like chain, and we were like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And it was like Chingy was not a thing at the time, but we were like, this is it. This is our claim to freaking fame. Okay, wait. Our most embarrassing memory together, for us full of ourselves as we are, the most embarrassing memory we have. The year is 2009. America's Next Top Model
Oh my god.
has started a new portion of the show where they are doing like regular height girls.
Yeah.
Okay, so like 5'5"
Yeah.
and up, and we're like,
This is
it.
It's our time to shine. This is it. This is it.
we got headshots taken professionally. We drove our asses to Washington D.C., which is not a short drive, like
No.
9 hours, in your mom's Scion.
Yeah.
And the volume control was broken. I'll never forget. We were listening to our music, and if you press the volume button once, it just immediately went up to 48. It would be like,
Yeah, it gets stuck.
but we made it to Washington D.C. We were staying with one of Cassie's weird internet friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had a pet rat. Okay, do you remember that?
Yeah. Disgusting.
Disgusting. But it was that you were just at that age when
I
I was just
know.
like, if you have a place to stay and they have a pet
Yeah.
rat.
Yeah.
I think they had a snake too.
Yeah.
I think they had a snake too. But we stood in line for America's Next Top Model. Hours
Yeah.
outside. We made friends. We exchanged phone numbers. We had our books, and we thought,
This is it.
we thought we had a freaking shot, like, and we were gonna get it together. You know, they were gonna be like, these two girls, these
Yeah.
two average girls right here.
Yeah.
Both of you, we need you on the show.
Yeah.
But it was humiliating because remember they would like make you stand up. And
Yeah.
they were like, your height and your weight, and you're like, wait, I thought this was inclusive.
Yeah.
Can you not look at me?
Yeah.
I need to give you a number. And then,
Oh.
needless to say, we did not get chosen.
Yeah. They look right past us. On to the next one.
I think we even waited for like a follow-up.
Yeah, we were like, are you sure? Are you sure? Did you see this?
And then we got
Did you see
in a
it?
wreck on a roundabout in D.C. and
Yeah.
that ended our trip. I don't even remember the trip home. It was dark times. Dark times.
Yeah, that was pitiful.
We couldn't pay our rent, or I couldn't at least.
Yeah.
And I had to make up a jingle for our landlord to sing to him drunk.
Oh
Do you
my
remember?
God, yeah.
There's this place called Amelie's near our apartment. It's open 24 hours. Who knows what they're really doing there, but it's like a French bakery. And we would go there like after we went out. We would go there, and it was like 2:30 a.m. And we walk in, and our landlord, or the guy who's like the property like manager, is standing in line, and he's like waiting on my rent check, you know. And I said, Reginald, you know the deal. I pay my rent, bitch, when I feel. He did not think it was funny. Not whatsoever.
Reginald did not know.
Reginald, you know the deal.
Yeah.
Pay my rent, bitch, when I feel. I paid my rent eventually, and I paid the late fee as well.
Yeah.
So it was a good
Okay,
day.
so we saw Chingy. We saw one time Michael Jordan was in, and I'll never forget that too. I was so bummed. I asked him to sign my shoes. Why? I don't give a shit about Michael Jordan. He's amazing.
What kind of shoes are they? Your Skechers Shape-Ups?
No, they were Vans. They were Vans. And he said no. He said,
Because they weren't Nike?
come back with some Jordans on. But no, we have more. So remember, then Darren's Dance Grooves was in love with me for a minute.
Darren's Dance Grooves. He was Britney Spears, right?
Yeah.
Britney Spears dance choreographer.
Yeah.
Free Britney.
Free Britney.
I was waiting on him. I was slaving away, taking his orders, giving him everything he needs, and he looks over, he goes, "Who's that?" And Cassie was sweating, wiping the table off. He said, "She looks like a lioness."
A lioness.
I was like, "That sweaty bitch over there." Oh, that's Cassie. That's my roommate.
I still have his phone number.
You do?
Kaitlin dated a basketball player for a minute, so we hung out with them, and his
that was fun.
His black basketball player friend
Tried to buy that ring off of you.
Oh, the wife. Yeah.
We were hanging out with.
I was so dumb to not.
You were so
Oh
stupid.
I literally just got it that day. Okay, so we were out
At the bowling alley.
Yeah, because Kaitlin,
The fancy one.
dude that she was hanging out with was there, so fancy.
In the private room.
One of their wives saw my ring. It was
And this guy's he was like a pretty famous one.
Yeah.
He was like the most famous one on the team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just got it from, I don't know, we went on vacation with my...
A kiosk.
It was some weird island. I'd just gone on a cruise with my family. And it was a giant-ass octopus with, like, studded coral in it.
Like, not a real diamond in sight.
No
real diamond has ever been within 10 miles of this ring.
So this wife's security guard approached me and said, "Hey, she wants your ring. Can I buy it from her?" Meanwhile, so me and my sister got matching ones. We both got one. I mean, we might have paid $10 each for them.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, she wants that ring. She's going to put diamonds in it. What, $100 or whatever. And I was like, no, I just got it. I just got this
My
ring.
sister had it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it
my sister.
has emotional
Sentimental
attachment.
value.
Yeah.
And he
He went up to like
tried.
$2,000.
Yeah, he tried 2 or 3 times. And I still said no.
And she was like so proud of herself at that night. She's like, "I turned down $2,000. I was like,
Oh, that was dumb.
dumb. It was literally, it had like the elastic.
Oh, my finger was green by the time I went home. It was disgusting.
That $2,000 could have taken us, it could have paid our rent.
I know. That was funny.
We've had so many, we were probably just too high to remember most of them.
Who was the dude that I said, "Oh, this drink is strong"?
That was in Atlanta. We were at Steve Aoki's show. And we were in the VIP, and the guy was famous producer.
Yeah.
Did like Beyonce songs. Oh, D. It started with a D. Anyways, super famous. We didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And I was all floozying it up, and
I had to fend for myself.
Cassie had to fend for herself.
What do you know?
And, what do you know? And she's standing there next to this world-renowned producer. We'll link him below. And all she had to say was, "Man, this drink is strong."
Oh my God.
I think he literally just walked away.
Yeah. We smoked the devil's lettuce with Maxwell.
Yes, on the tour bus.
Yeah.
It was pouring rain outside.
Yep.
We were in Greensboro. We had just left a beauty pageant. And
Perfect timing.
perfect timing. We were all done up. We went and met.
My friend Mikey.
Was that the same night we went to the Jamie Foxx concert? There was a Jamie Foxx concert.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we were on this ring. We were on the back of this tour bus with Max friggin' Well. We didn't even realize.
Beautiful. Yeah.
We'll post a picture of him here. So fine.
Ugh.
And this was, to date us, even more to give us some age, it was right when Shazam came out. Do you remember that app?
Yeah.
Where it was like, "What song is this?" I don't know. Let's Shazam it. And you play it. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm all about apps. I've probably spent $3,000 on apps. I'm probably still paying $3,000 on apps for like recurring fees. But I said, "Maxwell, let's test out this Shazam app. Let's see what," and he sang "A Woman's Worth" into my phone. And if you've never heard that song, we'll link it below. It's like an angel's anthem. He sang that into my phone, and it registered as Maxwell singing "A Woman's Worth."
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That was amazing.
Too bad we were too stoned to take it all in, but we were like, I can't remember if we really didn't know who he was or if we were pretending not to know who he was, but we were like, "Hey, I'm Kaitlin." He was like, "Max," and we were like,
No.
"Oh."
Oh. Caitlin's man was like the main guitar player for Modest Yahoo.
Mm-hmm.
He still does shit.
Hence my spiritual journey that I went through. That's how I...
is what united us for sure.
Thank God for that. He's the best.
So yeah, we have a lot of like fun Modest Yahoo stories and yeah. We can leave it. We'll leave that one. Who else? I think I had a C-list. I'll say he's a child celebrity. I don't even want to mention his name, but
Like, mention it all.
no.
Okay.
Y'all, look how beautiful these gloves are. If you're watching this by chance,
If you are not watching, I'll describe them. They're lace.
yes,
Black lace with esoteric symbols all over.
yeah.
Sheer moons. It looks like almost like a tattoo if you were going to have tattoos on your fingers. The glove form. Why am I
Zodiac vibes. Okay, so we got that part.
I feel like once we get this intro episode out of the way, we'll have much more free time on our hands to talk.
Yeah. In the near future, I'm going to have me as the star of the show. But, like, I'm going to have my good friends to come and co-host with me often. So you will see more of Kaitlin and hopefully Catherine. No, you will see Catherine. I've wrangled her ass in here. You'll hopefully see Kim. Who knows? So, yeah.
Hopefully I'll see Kim one day. I've never met her.
Yeah. I know. That'll be fun.
I love new friends. So,
Cheers.
now, I'm going to go pick up my child. I better not get too lit.
Oh.
Let me just give one more note to the people without children.
Let's hear it.
If I had one piece of advice, I wouldn't say travel. I wouldn't say read books. I wouldn't say better yourself. Go back to school. This is what I would say. I would say any chance you can, lay in bed, turn on Netflix, turn on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Take a nap, okay? I want you to wake up from the nap. I want you to order food. Then I want you to eat half of your food in bed. Then I want you to fall back asleep. Take another nap.
God.
Then I want you to wake back up from the nap, stretch. Oh, and then eat the rest of your food, sit on that bedstand, and then just text a friend and say, what's up? You want to go, get a drink later?
Yeah.
A friend that has nothing else going on. And then that friend says, no, I can't. I have to go to the hospital to see my grandma. And you're like, all right, well, I'll text friend B. You meet that friend. You come back home, and you just go back to sleep, and you wake up whenever you want to the next morning. Can you imagine?
I cannot. Again.
Literally, I fantasize about that. Like, that's all I miss.
I know.
It's just like time to be like lackadaisical and just chill.
I saw a meme recently, and it was like, considering children, do you like sitting down? Literally.
As soon as you sit down.
No. There's no sitting
There's
down.
no sitting. There's no sitting. And I have a great husband. She is a great man.
Yeah.
They do, but
It's not even about that. Yeah, it's about like.
and even I'll be out of town tomorrow for 5 days, and I'm still like, I'll feel guilty about it. I'll feel guilty about it day one. Next day, I'll be having martinis, and I won't feel so bad.
Mom guilt is real.
Mom guilt is real, though.
Well, tell me then. We'll have some scandalous talk. Hey, so also, guys, since I'm like getting to create this all on my own now, so I've mentioned Kaitlin and I, our best friends, have been since high school, so long ass time. And we don't talk about like
Sex stuff?
Yeah, no, that's just strange.
Well, if there was anything to talk about, we would talk about it.
And maybe we're weird. We both have parents that are not.
Like our parents, both of our parents have always, like our parents have great relationships. I'm saying like separate sets of parents.
Yeah.
Great relationships with each other, healthy, but they've never slept in the same room that I remember.
No. Oh, have you ever seen your parents kiss in the mouth?
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen me kiss Dave on the mouth?
But like, so we might be a little weird, but
Yeah. But I think, I mean,
you don't you don't have to tell your friends. That's a very private part of yourself. So you should
but you do
keep
share
that.
like when weird stuff happens.
Yes.
Or like if a guy has like a
Exactly.
gangrene
We
or
share fun stories.
fun stories or
But I do want to know for
the
real.
least what's the
Energy
word?
exertion.
The least energy exerting position.
Yeah.
Yeah. On my back.
I do want to know what is the most unconventional place that you
Have done
gotten
it.
freaky in your life.
Ooh. Okay. Unconventional. Probably the it sounds cliche to say, but a balcony during the daytime in Vegas
Oh.
over top of a pool party that had like a lot of people
Oh.
in the daytime, like ring light.
Did you have pants on?
No,
Well, I know. Like,
had
you
energy
definitely
then.
weren't wearing a skirt or a dress, so I'm curious
What did I
about
have
the
on? I
clothes.
don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Not much. I must have just had on like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
We did it there. Tour bus.
Ooh.
Tour bus.
On the bed?
And like we were fresh then, you know,
Yeah.
like we were like, I can't get closer to you. Like now it's like I can't get far enough away from you. It was like I can't get close
We need a
enough.
California
Yeah.
king.
Yeah. But bathrooms all over the place, cars.
No, that was. I gotta
I
step
was-
my game up.
What about you? Have you talked about it?
Yeah, the
Bookstore.
bookstore. Yeah, that's definitely
Love
my
that. That could be in a
claim to-
movie.
Yeah, that's my
Seems like it
claim
would be in
to
that
fame.
show you remember?
My parents just went to New Orleans, and I felt very awkward, like telling them, "Oh, y'all should go to this bookstore."
Y'all should go to Rove 7. Y'all should go to the New Age
Go
section.
to this bookstore. It's amazing.
Yeah. See if those
Instead of
see
telling
if the pages stick together.
There's some sticky pages in the sci-fi section of floor 3.
Wait, can I tell? Okay, wait.
Okay.
Last question. What's your most recent hobby to do on the internet? Like, what's your favorite thing to like? I'll tell you mine. For example,
Yeah, tell me.
I don't have a Facebook. I deleted Facebook because it's just too much.
Full of parents.
Full of parents, FOP, but I have a fake one that I just have for, I don't even know why I have it. It's not me. It's just, there's no information on it. I don't have any friends, but I follow the county I'm from, their lockup page, which is like mugshots from the town I grew up in, the small town. When I tell you fascinating, it is fascinating because you don't know 90% of the people. When you see that one person that you know from growing up, it's like, it's sad, but it's also like, fuck, I'm glad I made it out of there alive.
Yeah.
What was that a picture of?
I have no idea.
But anyways, yeah, so locked up. I like looking at people's mugshots that I might have known or could have been me, and it makes me feel so much better about myself. It's like watching that show, Intervention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after you watch Intervention, you're like, I should be drinking more.
Yeah.
I should, I deserve a bottle of wine. I don't have it as bad as Christy,
Yeah.
That was a good show.
If you can, get out of your hometown. Or if you can't, that's perfectly fine too, but don't fall into
The Gap.
the gap that,
Don't get maternity
It's the
pictures made.
stereotype.
Don't get maternity pictures made in the forest.
yeah.
In a fluffy dress.
Your belly is not a baseball,
You're not the
and
first
he does
person
not
who's
have a
pregnant.
baseball bat, okay?
Don't have a gender reveal party. That catches
Do
trees
not
on
gender
fire.
reveal. Do not pop the balloon.
Ooh, next time I'm on here, I want to talk about a secret society I know a little bit about.
Ooh.
Bohemian Grove. Don't at me. Don't come for me. But I do know a little bit about you, and I listened to a podcast last night that reminded me that
Ooh.
secrets out, Bohemian Grove.
Way back in the day, literally she fucking painted an entire wall in her house, but it was an alien that said, "Word to your mother." We're gonna play you guys my real dad's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait, we should preface.
Yeah,
so,
preface.
My dad has left me a bunch of funny voicemails. I have
A lot of funny voicemails.
Yes, my real dad is cool, but he's like my friend cool. Pretty shitty dad.
No, ain't no shade. It's a hard job.
It is a very hard job.
Especially to be a mom or a father to you. I mean, no, I'm saying
as
because
a
you're
child. Okay.
I'm saying because you're so special. It's hard to be like a role model to you.
Yeah. He could have used some work. Again, it was not their time, but they had me anyway, which is amazing.
Thank God.
But my dad is special. And he left me a voicemail. And Dave, Caitlin's husband, turned it into a
Remixed
song.
it.
Yeah, remix. We're going to play it for you because it's amazing.
Yeah, you've never heard anything like this before.
You have never.
But back to the point, he says, whenever he calls her, he says,
Oh, yes.
word to your mother.
He says, word to your mother. And if I don't respond with mother to your word, he says something is wrong. Something is... One of the times, again, I was adult at this time. I was over 18, so I was an adult, which is not an adult, but he offered me, he was like, oh, smoking a joint. And he was like, here you go. And I was like, I'm okay. It was my dad, it's weird. And he said, well, if you don't hit this, I might think that you're a cop. So pushed it to my face. So I fucking
Meanwhile,
took it.
Cassie's dad was at our apartment once. We smoked literally brick weed with him. It was like
it had
it was like popping. Like the seeds and the stems were popping. It was like it felt like you were smoking a porcupine's spine.
Yeah.
Followed by my dad coming over for some reason and walking in and going, smells like skunk.
It smells like a skunk in here. Skunk.
Like the actual animal, not the weed.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, shout out to all the dads out there.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice being on the podcast. It's the first time I've had makeup on in years. I feel like a drag queen. Maybe instead of America's Next Top Model, I should try out for RuPaul's Drag Race next.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I know most everyone is listening to this, but if you're not, you should at least go to my YouTube page at Nasty Girls Clubhouse and watch us for a minute because I think we're really cute. Obviously, I'm partial, but I mean, you should.
We're cool moms.
We
Okay,
are.
just tell us
We're cool moms.
Uh,
My nipples should be showing in this tank top, but
I'm not showing mine. They won't fit on the screen. They're too big.
yeah. Hey, are you listening to any music right now?
Something was turned off on me when I got pregnant, like with music. Something turned off in my, where I wasn't able to, I'm starting to get back into it, but I'm more interested in like listening to podcasts and stuff like that, where like, there's something in me that's not as turned on by music anymore. I need to reignite that.
Yeah. What do you think as a mom, being a creative, like how does that turn back on? Not that it's
Well, I feel
off, but it's definitely diminished.
So your body, I feel like, physically feels like you've made your greatest creation. You know what I mean? You made your kid. Like you've literally made. This is the craziest thing about it. You made eyes, brains, bone, teeth, a functioning nervous system.
Yeah.
Fingernails, eyelashes, eyeballs, ears, and it's like you don't wake up on a Tuesday and say, "Okay, I'm 8 months. I got to finish that lymphatic system today." You know, it's just, you're just doing it. And I feel like your body's tricked, especially when you're still breastfeeding. I feel that way, at least. My body still feels like I'm still like in the creation of a human space, which I am. But like, so I'm excited for when I stop breastfeeding to maybe like snap out of it and focus more on myself. Not in a selfish way, but just to evolve to, you know, raise a kid. But I do not plan on getting pregnant again.
You have you should. I'm not ever gonna say you have to, but
no.
You should have one more. I know. It's exhausting.
When I see pictures of him, like you know, you get those alerts on your phone of like this day 2 years ago, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't even remember him being like such a baby, because you really just forget. Like, it's true when they say like days are long but years are short.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense when you're not a mom, but you really forget like how little they used to be. But then they remind you of how terrible they are once they start to scream.
I read articles not too long ago, scientific articles about a psychologist who was talking about how breastfeeding, well, nurturing as a mother, but specifically breastfeeding is like the death of eroticism.
Mm-hmm.
And that like hit me. I was like, that is the truest thing
Oh,
I
yeah.
have learned.
Because, like, my boobs used to kind of, like, sorry, Dad, my boobs used to kind of be, like, my thing. You know what I mean? That was, like, my zone.
Yeah.
But now it's like if Dave even looks at me, I'm like,
Yeah.
absolutely not yours. Like,
Yeah.
do not want to be touched. Do not want to be, like, and then my son will be like, and I'm like, ew, I'm literally disgusted by you right now. Yeah, so your body, I feel like when you're breastfeeding, it's still in the state of like procreation. And so I feel like, I just think it's so crazy how you see these moms that have just had a baby and they're like at the least sexy point in their lives. And I just find it amazing that you have to be the sexiest you've ever been at one point to get to this point of the least sexy you've ever felt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it takes being sexy and having sex to get to this point of just sheer exhaustion and,
Yes.
you know, self-deprecation where you're like, oh, how was this ever, like, how did this happen? But that's just the circle of life.
It is.
If
you're an enlightened being and you are down with the universe, you should procreate, but know that it's a fucking
don't
toll.
have a shitty kid.
Yeah. It's a fucking toll on you. And put in the work.
Your kids are not there to make your life, you know, accessible, or they're an actual baby.
Yeah.
They're not going to adapt to your schedule. You have to adapt to theirs. That's all I say.
At least in the beginning. Like,
In the beginning, for sure. And it honestly is amazing and gratifying and otherworldly to see, like, your creation.
Yeah.
Like, to think that you shot this baby out of your vagina.
Literally.
It's literally an alien experience. Like, aliens that are watching us from the UFOs are like, did you see that baby pop out of her vagina?
She
Did you see her build that robot inside of her?
Yeah.
Of skin, bones, and brains. And she shot it out of her vagina naturally. And it was connected by that weird cord.
What a magical power that we have.
So crazy. Yeah. And men, that's
Nothing
why
will
you'll
ever
always
compare.
be secondary.
Exactly. There is no equality. There's no feminism because we're not equal.
I saw a quote the other day that
not.
said, you know what, I'm not a feminist because I never want to be equated with men.
No, we're not. We're the best.
Yeah.
Men are amazing, and they are
no wonder they don't appreciate.
essential.
No wonder they don't appreciate our, you know, beingness. Because you can't. Has everyone read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus?
I know.
That's my number one book suggestion.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about books for a second. Men Are From Mars.
Women Are From Venus.
Yes.
So I read this book thinking, like, I know everything about men. I know everything about women. I know everything about... Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
No. I recommend this book to men, women, dogs, cats, babies. It just breaks down the communication barrier between men and women because we're truly just wired differently, just built from a different, cut from a different cloth. What's that band we used to love? School of Seven Bells.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it talks about just how women and men just communicate differently. We take things in differently. Just completely breaks it down. And you will read it and you'll think, oh my God, I've had that exact conversation with my boyfriend or my girlfriend or whoever it is. And you're like, this makes so much more sense. And it gives you the tools to be able to manipulate things in your favor.
Yes.
Is what I'm trying to say.
If you have
Read it before your husband does or your boyfriend because then you will get everything you want. You will be left in the dark.
Yeah.
And you'll have no idea.
If you have no relation to the esoteric world, start with The Secret.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't understand it, read it again.
Uh-huh.
It's a pretty simple book, but read it again if you don't get it.
Esther Hicks. Abraham Hicks.
Yes.
We'll link up below.
Yeah. Many Lives, Many Masters.
Mm-hmm. Marianne Williamson.
Oh my God, Marianne.
Love her. Let's try that. Let's manifest her being.
Wait, she's dead. I think she's dead.
Oh, she just ran for president.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Who died? My girl.
Not Marianne Williamson.
Okay, well.
Literally, she just called me. Must not love her too much.
I know.
No, Marianne Williamson ran in the presidential debate. Not necessarily. She didn't necessarily want to be president. I think she just wanted to like spread awareness.
Be seen. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we'll move on to books later.
Yeah.
Books are a big thing. I'm into audiobooks these days. I've been listening to The One, which is, I think it's a Netflix show now. Have you heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
It's about a social, I think it's the people that did Black Mirror, which I'm 100% obsessed with. They did a show called The One, and it's based off a book that I'm listening to, but it's a dating app that you have to send your DNA to, like on
Excuse me.
Ancestry.com or whatever. You send your DNA in, and they match you to your soulmate, like genetically. So these people who are already like married and stuff are sending in their stuff. We got a visitor. We're not done talking. I'm just kidding.
Hi, love.
I'm just kidding. We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Asshole.
Where's the baby?
Oh, fuck.
You forgot
Coffee
her?
shop.
No.
She's asleep in the car. I thought y'all were ready.
No, we're ready.
We're ready.
We're just chatting.
We were just chatting
On the camera.
Yeah.
on the camera.
You're recording.
Yeah, yeah.
We're recording. Come
No,
say
we're
hey.
not. Yeah, come
Come say hey.
This is my hostess with
Yep.
the mostest.
This is one of
and
our
my-
abductees.
My most prized
Look
possession.
how big that hand is.
You know what that means?
Yeah. They already know.
Better to smack you.
Mm-hmm. The average, most average sized penis.
Oh. You know?
Just kidding. I don't know anything.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank
Love you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Try to
We'll
edit
see
that
you
one
again.
double chin.
Yeah.
I'm so skinny underneath this, but just this chin. Just.
All right.
Today's episode is brought to you by Nirvana Defense. We are cut from the cloth of Arjuna, and just as he found himself standing before the abyss of battle, contemplating the value of a person's life and that life's greater purpose, we too embrace the absurd and the freedom that follows. Join hippies with hand grenades at nirvanadefense.com.
Hey baby, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Just to give my shit, I need some money on it. Ready? Here we go. Word to your mother, mother to your word. That's the crazy shit I've ever heard. Me and my daughter say crazy shit. Won't stop us from smoking a clip. She has a new friend that's really dope. Baby think him take a couple of takes. He's a nice guy, ain't too dull. When he's on the mic, he's a ball. Hey baby, what's up? Well, just to give my shit, I need some money on it. You ready? Here we go. That's my rap. I've got to go. Hope you enjoyed my whack ass flow. I love you, baby. I thought you'd enjoy that. I was just tripping.